guys, what is up? My name is Megan and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe, and welcome to this video, which is a very delayed haul. Essentially, it's books I bought in June that I hadn't hauled yet because life. So I divided this into a few different piles. We're going to talk about the books I have already talked about, read, discussed on my channel first. Then we're gonna go into separate piles. I have some romance, some thrillers, some fantasy, and some middle grade that I will keep for last. So without further ado, let's hop on in. First book on this stack of books I've read / discussed on my channel, we have Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, which I spoke about in my June wrap up, and I will keep speaking about this book. This is one of my favorites. This is her most recent release in her STEMinist series, and I love it to pieces. I do still plan on filming a full review for any of you guys who are interested in seeing my more in-depth thoughts on why this is my favorite book of the year so far. So, first book I hauled. Then we also have Yellow Face by R.F. Kuang. This is the really cool Waterstones edition, and it's beautiful. It is very iconic. This I also read and wrapped up in my June wrap up. It was another of my 5-star reads of the year. Absolutely adore it. Everybody and their mom has been talking about this, so I won't go into more detail. We also have Ruby Ramos's Recipe for Success by Jessica Parra, which I spoke about in my June wrap up. And this is a YA contemporary about a Cuban main character who now lives in America. Well, actually, she's always lived in America, but her parents immigrated from Cuba. She wants to bake and continue her family legacy. That's what her parents do. However, they want her to go and get an education, and so she's in the midst of applying to law school, and it's kind of like a coming of age story about finding yourself. There's a beautiful romance in here as well, and beautiful friendships. I love this book, gave it 4.75 stars. I feel like it's very underrated, so pick it up as well. The cover for this, stunning, and it is also a new release. A book I haven't read but I have spoken about a lot on my channel is Neutral Zone by Tegan Hunter. I also got this in the month of June. This is a dual perspective hockey romance with the anonymous, like, you've got mail trope, which is some of my favorite things combined. This is part of the California Comet series. However, I have not read the other books and I don't own them. I just have a feeling this one is going to be a favorite, hence why I purchased a physical copy. And the last book on this first stack of books that I have purchased and read already is Zodiac Academy: The Awakening by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. This is the first in the Zodiac Academy series, which is a romantasy series, and it follows two sisters, Tori and, why am I blanking? Darcy. And essentially it's a bully romantasy series. And I gave this book 3.75 stars, but honestly this book has crack in it because it is so obsessive. Just wait a moment, you'll see what I mean. The next 3 books I'm going to haul are part of my fantasy stack, so I guess that's where we're going next. And I know it's very shimmery, but it is books 1, 2, and 3 technically in the series. So essentially we have book 1, which is The Awakening, As Told by the Boys. This was released a lot later in the series, but I purchased it because I need to know what's going on in these men's heads in order to appreciate them enough to continue in the series. I do not care if I get spoiled, so I did purchase myself a copy of this one, as well as books 2 and 3. These are more expensive. I clearly got these with marketplace money. Essentially, I buy books with the money I make by selling other books and stuff on marketplace. That's why I justify these hauls. So we have Rootless Fae and The Reckoning, which again are part of the Zodiac Academy series. So you know what I mean when I say, like, I only read the first book, but I know it's so addicting. Like, when I finished the first book and I could not continue with the series, I was like, what am I supposed to do with my life? So yeah, and I do think they will have a tendency to end on cliffhangers, so better be prepared. Love that for me. The last fantasy on my stack, I'm not sure if I've already hauled. It is In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune, the Waterstones exclusive edition, which is also signed. This is TJ Klune's 3rd book in, like, they're not a companion series because they touch on totally different things, but in the same kind of vibes as The House in the Cerulean Sea. It is a stunning book, and I just hope I love it because I never want to get rid of this. It's about robots. It's like an quest adventure thing. It looks, all his books sound kind of odd, but then when you read them it just kind of works. So that's all I know about it. And a book I have, which I didn't really know where to put, is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This I have purchased because I think I'm really going to enjoy this. This sounds more like literary fiction, and I did not want to get it at full price because it is $34 Canadian. However, it did go on sale when I purchased it, and this is about two people who meet and they end up creating this video game together, and I think it has to do with them like either being in a relationship and falling out of a relationship or some kind of platonic friendship. I'm not really sure, but I know that's the premise of it, and I think we follow them through the years. I feel like this has only got raving reviews, and it's definitely something I can get behind. It sounds like a really interesting read. Crossing my fingers, I don't hate this. Going into the thrillers, one of them I got is The Couple Next Door by Sherry Lapina. This I actually thrifted and got for 25 cents. I wasn't sure I wanted to pick this book up like full price, but for 25 cents I was like, you know what, we're just gonna try it. I am on the hunt for a good thriller, and this is like the couple next door, your husband kind of domestic thriller, it sounds like. And I've heard really great things about Sherry Lapina and this book specifically. I feel like I've seen making the rounds on BookTube and Book Talk, so we're gonna try it out. Again, 25 cents for a thriller. It's not the end of the world. If I don't like it, I can donate it, pass it on, whatever. Another thriller I actually got for a reduced price is The Writing Retreat by Julia Barnes. I bought this like from a third-party seller because I'm not sure how much I'm going to enjoy this, but it hit, like the premise really hits, and I feel like I'm going to enjoy this, but it's either people are giving it like 5 stars or 1 star, and I don't know where I'm going to fall because apparently it's a very odd thriller. This follows a woman who like wants to be a published author. She's kind of given up on that dream. I think she has a weird history with a friend of hers, and essentially she gets invited to this writing retreat where a bunch of people go for I believe a month or something, and it's like a writing retreat with this famous author, and the person who like I guess wins within like writing a book will get a publishing deal from this author. And that's kind of what I know. I keep hearing like different synopses and people don't want to give too much away. It sounds very intriguing, and I love books within books, so hype for this one. I also have here The Last Time I Vanished, The Last to Vanish by Megan Miranda, and I had wanted to try some Megan Miranda. I've been collecting her books. Maybe I'll do like a Megan Miranda reading vlog, but I also got this used. This was $10 for the hardcover, which a hardcover thriller is usually like $34 to $39 Canadian, so that was a bargain. This is about, yeah, like this main character who works at a kind of cozy resort in North Carolina. She really likes it, but it's also an area where 6 people went missing, and then I guess something happens, someone revisits the case, our main character maybe gets sucked into it. I'm not sure. It's a very short thriller. I'm hoping I like it. And the last thriller on my little list here is They're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin Barron. This is the beautiful Waterstones exclusive edition with like blood on the edges. And this is a like campy slasher novel about this summer camp that is kind of like the final girl, and I guess the camp counselors like act, or like, you know, those kinds of vibes. And you know, it's all fun and games until people actually start dying. I've heard great reviews. This is again a super short thriller. I might keep this more for the spooky season. Very happy I like it. I like it. Very happy I have it. Wow, this is chaotic. Moving on to like YA, contemporary romance, women's fiction pile. There's only 4 books here, but you know, it's a bunch of things. The first one I also got for 25 cents, and it is The Boardwalk Bookshop by Susan Mallory. This is a book I've been wanting to try for a really long time. Again, I did not want to pay full price for it because I don't know how much I'm going to love it. But this essentially follows 3 women who have this kind of like co-owned shop on the boardwalk. It's kind of like a bakery, a bookshop, and a gift shop, and like all these women come together to create this space and they strike up a friendship. However, business might be good, but their personal lives are kind of messy. And I think there's going to be some romance, some friendship, some women drama in here. And I'm up for it because I know Suzanne Mallory is a really well-known author. So I'm excited for this. Another book I have on my stack is In Your Dreams, Holden Rhodes by Stephanie Archer, which is the third book in this series. Stephanie Archer is an author I've been collecting all her books. I believe she is Canadian, and these take place in Vancouver? Question mark? I'm not really sure. This is a dual perspective romance. As I said, it is the third in the series, and I got this one because I think during Stephanie's birthday week, she put up a sale and her books were like $12. So I got this one. Now I have books 1, 2, and 3. Love that for me. Similarly, I got Blindside by Candy Steiner in this edition, which is like discrete covers. Is this dual perspective? Yes, this is dual perspective, and I got this because it was on heavy sale. I think I got it for like $12 instead of like 24 or 27, something ridiculous like that. I really enjoy Candy Steiner. This is a sports romance, more specifically a football romance, and I know one of my friends really enjoyed this book, and yeah, I don't really care for reading companion series out of order. I go with the ones that interest me, and this one really intrigued me, as well as the last book in this series, which I need to get my hands on. And the last book in this stack is Borrow My Heart by Casey West, and let me tell you, it was such a hard time to get a hold of this book because no one was like shipping it out, and I got really frustrated. This is about a main character who rescues dogs, and there's some romance in there. I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, it's like about this girl. As I said, she rescues dogs, and she overhears that this boy who's very cute got catfished online, and so she pretends to be that girl, and I guess it's like fake dating. It's Casey West. I'm probably gonna like this. If I don't, I'm gonna spiral. This is one of her shorter books, and unfortunately it did not come out as a hardcover. It only came out as a paperback. But yeah, hopefully I love this one. The cover is like one of my favorites of hers. So cute. Lastly, we have the middle grade. One other middle grade which I thrifted for 25 cents is this book, which is the first book in the 5 Kingdoms series, which is Sky Raiders by Brandon Mull. I've been wanting to try some Brandon Mull for a really long time because I feel like he's a classic middle grade author. At least I think this is middle grade. Now I'm doubting myself. It's middle grade or it's YA, but I'm pretty sure it's middle grade, and I think it's like about a secret world that has 5 kingdoms. Our main character kind of stumbles upon this world. I don't know if it's the chosen one trope. I saw it for 25 cents and I got it. I also have Dragon Legend, which is book 2 in this Dragon Realm series. I am currently reading the first book and want to make a move on because a spin-off series is actually coming out in September, which I really want to read. I've been really getting into dragons and unicorns and those kinds of things, so this series has been calling to me. If you want to hear more thoughts about it, watch my vlogs to get more of an idea on what the first book is about, but it's a chosen one trope with boys and dragons. And the last book on this stack is, I feel like, a book I probably could have put in the stack of books I've mentioned before, but that is Green Wild, The World Behind the Door by Perry Thompson. This is the author's debut. This is the beautiful, absolutely stunning, if it will focus on these edges, Waterstones exclusive edition with a beautiful map as end papers, which, like, come on, it's stunning. And it also has beautiful detailing on the book. It's like foiled. This is about a young girl named Daisy, and she's essentially on the run. She ran out of boarding school. There's someone who like is trying to stop her and her plans, and who's like chasing her, and she ends up in Green World, which is a botanical world, and the story goes from there. There are cats on the cover and everything. I'm obsessed, and I really hope I will enjoy this one. I'm planning on reading it soon. It is gorgeous. So those are all the books that I have purchased in the month of June, excluding my silly Waterstones haul, which was massive. I feel like a lot of you have seen that haul. It was humongous and out of proportion. We're not going to talk about all the book buying, and I will bring you guys my July haul later in the month so that I can like spread out the hauls, if that's okay with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye guys, happy reading.